You are listening to episode 3 of Quarantakes. On this episode, we're going to be talking about how to digest information related to COVID-19. And joining us is the multi-talented social media wizard and founder.
Brunch.
Hey.
What about like JT and his like daily announcements? Do you guys like listen to those and like hear what he
JT
has?
daily announcement. What's that?
Oh, like Trudeau. Trudeau's like whenever he has his like moments where he's just like speaking
at home
and all that stuff.
reporting live from his at-home soapbox.
No, I think here's what it is. You know what's crazy about that? I think he's doing a great thing by addressing the country that's going through a pandemic every single day as the prime minister. I feel like it's an amazing thing. Yeah, but like the thing about like the public, you can't please the public. Like if he wasn't doing it, we'd be like, where is he? If he's doing that, it's like, so it's like public opinion. Because personally, I think like, yes, negative things about Trudeau. But the fact that he's addressing his country every single day in the pandemic,
Yeah.
I think that's dope. And
He's
like,
not perfect, man. Right?
I think that's dope. But you can't really please everybody, and it is what it is.
I honestly didn't know that he was updating like every day.
Me neither.
Every single day.
First.
Yeah, it's like every day at like what was it? I think it's 1:00. Is it 1:00? Yeah, it's at 1 p.m. and then he'd always like go out of his house and then do like a public announcement kind of a thing. That's where like the whole speak moistly thing happened, and then everyone started making the memes.
Speak moist,
Ugh.
What a word.
right?
Yeah.
Just don't spit when you're talking. That's what it was, basically.
The only thing that was weird about him was the fact that he was at his cottage with his family. That was kind of off still. Like his
Yeah.
cottage with his fam. That was a little weird. You know,
I mean,
like, you know, he's like, everyone stay home. Let me pull up on this private jet to this cottage in like, I don't know where it is. That was odd. Aside from that, like, I don't know.
I don't even have a cottage, and he's throwing it at my face.
A little bit. But it is what it is. I don't know.
Well, it's funny because I have some students who are like a lot of like my dance students. Some of them like their parents own cottages, but like when the pandemic started, they like dipped the city. They're like, Bundes, bye. I'm leaving. I'm going to my cottage and staying away from everybody. And I was like, where do you then? And then when I saw like when Trudeau started doing it, I was like, I wonder if I would like cut, if I had a cottage and just like leave.
I would do the same. Like if I had
Yeah.
a cottage, man, like time for some chilling and just relaxing, right? Like at the end of the day, like people are doing their job by staying quarantined or staying self-isolated. Like that's the least we can do, right? If you're a cottage, you're just chilling at the cottage. So you're not
at your other house.
yeah, right?
The only thing about that is like if you do get sick or you're already sick and then you go to the cottage and you have to
Yeah,
go,
you're screwed.
you're kind of screwed because they're not.
That's true. Depends on, I guess, the risk that people are willing to take, right?
Mhm.
But I mean, people are up to their own. Sorry, what?
I'm going to the cottage.
Yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if people are up to their own devices, but it's a risk that you want to take. And for me, if I had a cottage, I would take that risk, man. Right?
To kind of like get your mind off things. I feel you.
I like nature, man. Nature is like super calming, right?
It is.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing to de-stress out of like everything for them.
Yeah.
That and walking.
Yeah. And like even if like, say for example, you have so much things to do because it's outside and you don't have to be on your cellular device. Like you kind of want to go outside. You know what I mean? So being on the screen is like out of it anyways is really helpful too.
Yeah. Are people going on walks and stuff to kind of like take their mind off things or running?
Walking, yeah.
Yeah, I've been walking a lot.
Try
see my
once in a
football
while.
Pardon me? I think we missed someone. I'm not sure. I think Kenny said something. What did you say?
Oh, he's chewing.
Oh, he's eating. That's fine. That's okay.
I went on a run today myself.
Dope. So is there anything else kind of like on y'all's mind related to how to take in content, how to cope with the content we take in, or just anything in general related to COVID and or I don't know, anything?
How many of you guys use time limits on your phones? Like the one that's on the phone for social media?
But then there's like the days. Obviously, I like ignore the limit. I'm like, add on more. I'm like, 45 minutes. You've already passed it. I'm like, okay. I just want to see something else. Like, just close it.
I've been watching a lot of Disney, to be honest with you, right now. It's
I-
so good.
That's really good. That's wholesome.
Yeah,
Very
I watched
wholesome.
the new movie, Toy Story 4.
Not yet. I haven't touched it yet.
Yeah.
My heart, bro.
Really?
Is it good?
Is it good? Like, is it good?
I thought it was like, whatever. It's just like they're just trying to add on the next thing, but like it has so much like it's good. It just as like a standalone. But if you watched all the other movies, it's like, oh damn, my heart again. You know what I mean?
Well, Toy Story 3 was great already, right?
Right.
Like,
But the way they did this was like, it's sick. I think it's like it's awesome. Like it's really dope.
I'm gonna watch all 4 then. It's starting.
I should watch the 4th one. Yeah,
The 4th one was great.
I should do that. The 4th.
Yeah, I literally was super happy. I was like, oh, Toy Story 4? All right, I'm gonna eat some, cooked rice and some Toy Story 4, and I'm good.
I always laugh when Woody runs. No
Yeah.
matter which movie. he's like,
Arms swinging around and stuff.
he's like, Buzz!
That's jokes. Yo, that's actually, he does kind of run well.
He does run around.
He'd be like,
I'm dead.
I was like, what's wrong with this guy?
I think it's because it's out of his character, like it's Tom
Yeah.
Hanks, like it's Tom Hanks, and it's out of his character in my opinion.
Is Tom Hanks okay? Because remember he had,
Oh yeah, he did have
is he
it.
good?
He's okay now.
Tom Hanks.
Apparently, like, they
Survives
went through
anything.
it, and then, like, he's good now. Like, they're both
Okay.
Wasn't there a
apparently,
scandal about
I
Tom
don't know. Like, I saw. That's what I've heard.
You guys heard about that Pepsi live performance? It's like it's like a live internet performance sponsored by Pepsi, and all these people are in it.
No, I didn't.
I didn't hear that.
Idris Elba and his wife, they're in it, and
Oh, wow.
and it was since Idris Elba got tested positive for COVID-19.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He
And
did.
there's like all these other like singers and artists. They're doing a live performance. I
Right.
think it's like internet streaming or something like that.
I feel that. It's been a lot of cool stuff like going live on the internet.
Yeah.
People kind of. I think that's something you could like digest.
Yeah, and I think like what's helping people cope the most during this time is people in the creative industry, artists,
Yeah.
singers, like anything to do with creativity
Wow.
and just like entertaining people in a happy way. Like that's where people are feeling it the most. And it's funny because they weren't supported before.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
They're
Yeah.
still technically not supported too, though. Like as much as like, because I know some friends that are struggling with working in the creative industry and stuff like that, right? Even this is like real tough because they can't go out there and pitch and build their business plans and whatnot, and kind of cooperate with other businesses. It's just rough because like they weren't supported before, and it's kind of interesting to see how people are going to react after this pandemic is over. You know what I mean? Right? Like, oh, thanks for all the stuff that you gave us. All right, bye.
Yeah, I can definitely see like the public. The public is so fickle. I think when you put a bunch of ideas together, it kind of waters down and becomes popular opinion, which I think is going to equal us like again not caring about the creatives that got us through this, or not caring about everyone in any art industry, like whether it's like dance, music, arts, like if it's any sort of hospitality, like is it art itself? I feel like I think these, and there's a lot of people in those industries that are like putting things online. They're teaching us how to like make things and teaching us how to like create and craft and cook. And I feel like when this is all done, we're not gonna care, and it sucks.
Well, that's the problem with our society, is that we're so focused on consume, right?
Yeah.
Rather than reflect, consume, reflect, consume, reflect, right? Yeah. We're not appreciative of those things.
Yeah, I feel like we really need to like, even like people that are trainers that are putting up free things online that like, I'm using, but like how can we ensure that we're like supporting these communities? Because they're a part of the greater economy too. So like I don't think we understand the economy. Like we're a big community. So at the end of the day, like if like one whole industry is lacking, it's gonna affect our entire situation. So we have to like, I don't know, figure out how to like support like these other spaces that are getting us through this pandemic.
They have paid subscriptions as well, but people don't buy into them because they're like,
Right.
oh, why would I when I can get all this? I can milk this person for all their content for free, and then I can jump to this person and milk all of their content, right?
Right.
I think the big thing about this is if there's someone that is like, I guess you could say like very politically inclined or something like this, and uses the argument that, you know, the creatives and the people that were in this industry helped a lot of people through, you know, and it shows how important it is to develop this industry because it's for the greater good of the economy, right? And speak it to a bunch of other politicians to lobby, like at least fighting for the creative rights is definitely like a win out of this. And I hope someone takes up a stand for that, because that is what exactly needs to be done. Like, yes, paid subscriptions, like we all know, like people want to like get like premium stuff for free and like all this other stuff, you know, but if we can get like policies or like something in place that is long-standing, and if someone, hopefully someone hears this, or someone who's in the creative industry is like willing enough to kind of forego this, then that's the biggest win I could see out of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. I really hope that happens, because the creative industries, any types of art, hospitality industries is what makes cities interesting. Like what makes cities run and makes tourists come to cities and pretty much like makes cities money and makes cities and places appealing.
Yeah.
For any people to actually want to be in space, whether like online and offline, a creative created how to like do the Zoom interface, right? There's a creative team on the Zoom interface. There's a creative team on like on everything, right? So I think, yeah, it's key that like we support these industries in ways that, and I think there's somebody that has like the political power, or someone, I don't know, someone that has like the know-how to kind of lead that charge. Like that,
because they need to have the proper verbiage. Like it's kind of like the same thing with business too, right? It's like corporations are not gonna buy into what you're selling or what you're doing unless you give them the proper numbers and facts, right? What's their return of investment? What's their return of engagement? Is this worth their time to invest in, right? It's the same thing with politics as well too, right? And that's to me, to be honest with you, is that was something that's been lacking in a lot of the creative industries is the know-how and the understanding of how do I lobby, how do I negotiate, and how do I properly accumulate, you know, the appropriate numbers and data to make this business be like, oh yeah, I want to invest in you, or I want to change public opinion and fight for you and lobby for better rights for you guys, right?
But that's something that a lot of like creatives struggle with, is that aspect of it, right? They just look at their art as art and not necessarily a business, right? And so yeah, I spent the 6 months of the year last year in a business program, just like learning the foundation of everything I need to know in order to build something I can scale, right?
Yeah, because it's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of the people in the program were in the creative rappers, there were artists, there was literally everything you could possibly think of, and I think it helped change their mindset and it switched something in them to get to that place. But everybody needs to have that understanding.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's the fact that like I think like creatives in general are entrepreneurs, right? It was just they don't have the entrepreneur mindset, or they don't realize that they have an entrepreneur mindset, right? Like it's like that idea of like Kentucky Fried Chicken, where he was like, I got the best chicken ever, blah blah, all this stuff. He's like, I don't know, like 80 or 70, right? And he pitched it to a few other people to eventually build his empire, right? It's that same mindset that a lot of creatives need right now, right? And it's kind of like the big industrial booming point, right? Where like, how did Ford become the way they are now? It's because he forced scientists to, you know, create the 8-piston or whatever he wanted to do, right? and it's the same mindset. It's just now we're in such a different type of field. Everything's digital and stuff like that. You can do so much more, right?
Yeah. Well, on that note, if anyone has any final thoughts, share them. If not, we're gonna. Is anyone any final thoughts before we kind of close it up?
Having me. This is fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for pulling up to third episode of Quarantakes. We appreciate you in the space. Y'all gotta cop that candle. I'm get some candles, wipe the candle on my body. Right after I heat the candle up. You know what it is?
www.theempathycrate.com.
Wait, say it again because we didn't get to because you were kind of low. Say it again.
Oh, www.theempathycrate.com.
Great. So great to get that.
The empathy crate.
All right, people. Well, thank you for pulling up, everyone. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Third episode of Quarantakes. Peace out.